All right, we know that AJ and Kenny like the Ravens to take the AFC North, but Pittsburgh did win the division last year. So Pittsburgh/Kansas City to both win the division is at plus 750. AJ, any interest in some of the future parlays with Pittsburgh at the longer odds here?
I do actually like taking a look at this. I think it's worth a sprinkle here. Plus 750 is really a solid return. And your risk is pretty minimal on the KC side of things. So it's really just a matter of whether or not the Steelers can take that. Now, I have concerns about Big Ben and where he's at this stage in his career, but we've also talked about the number of wide receiver options that he has. I think this is a good offense that can still produce, even with his mobility questions, and all that going along with it. So to get plus 750, when you really don't have to worry about one side of this, I think is tremendous value here. You look at some of the other ones nearby, Cowboys and Vikings at 700. I think both those teams are question marks there. Miami and Tennessee at plus 700. Again, Kenny talked about the concerns with Tennessee even winning their division. So in that range, I think they're the best option to give you the least amount of concern on one side of the bet, with really an open division on the other side where the Steelers could certainly come out on top.
All right, Geoff, worth a sprinkle? What do we think?
So, I definitely don't hate targeting the Steelers as like a long shot, but I think when you're looking at this, like plus 750, the Steelers are plus 500 just to win their division. So if you like the Steelers as a long shot, I wouldn't even bother with the parlay. I just go and bet them to win their division. And I think that, again, I think the Steelers are going to have a great shot at being in the mix this year. But they're in a tough division. They have to get past Cleveland. I almost feel like they're going to need injury issues to get past Cleveland this year because they're so deep at a lot of their skill positions. Just bet Pittsburgh to make the playoffs. Pittsburgh is so good at getting themselves in the wild card mix. They're plus 140 on the DraftKings Sportsbook just to make the playoffs. I love that bet. I really do. Ben Roethlisberger's coming in. He's motivated. He's seen what Tom Brady's doing later in his career. Aaron Rodgers. He wants to be the next guy in. Mike Tomlin, for all his faults sometimes with the game management, he's very good at getting this team just like around the 500 mark and giving them a shot late in the year to make a run. Love Pittsburgh to make the playoffs at plus 140. If you're going to bet them just to either make the playoffs or win the division at plus 500. I'd rather go to other teams with the parlays just because I feel like you probably get bigger odds.
All right, Kenny, what do you think?
Look, these are really good odds. The guys touched on the Steelers, and I love these conversations about the division parlays because eventually we're going to contradict each other, right? Or contradict ourselves. And yesterday I was talking about how much I like the Ravens to win the AFC North, but I think this division's wide open, and any time that you can get a team that was number one in defensive DVOA last year to win their division at just insane odds when there's really hasn't been much turnover, you have to take it. So Jeff's bets on the division winner, the Steelers to make the playoffs, I think are good, but I am definitely very willing to take this bet because of how good that Steelers defense was last year. And now they give Big Ben a little bit of a break with Najee Harris in the backfield. He's still got a plethora of wide receivers to throw to. The chemistry with Eric Ebron has built even more. Juju Smith-Schuster is back, the elder statesman of that receiving corps, which sounds crazy to say. He should have all the opportunity in the world to go out and win, 12, 13 games this year. So yeah, I definitely think that the Steelers could do it, especially with the Browns looking pretty lackluster last year, considering, how it probably was the peak of the Browns. I think that the Steelers kind of owned them, and they have historically. So they could win this division for sure, especially with some question marks with the Ravens.